Cool. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start by reviewing. Remember on Thursday, we talked about mountain lions and bears. Jack, I don't know if you watched that video or watched that video about mountain lions and bears. So we'll go over it really quick and talk about it. So mountain lion, we talked about other names. Poppy knows a lot of these names. Cougar, puma, wildcat, panther, catamount. Those are all the
Actually, a panther is a type of cat that's in.
Yeah, so that's the type of a mountain lion. Those are all different names for mountain lion. Mountain lions can weigh hundreds of pounds. So they're super big. And they can leap 20 feet in just one jump. You guys imagine being able to leap 20 feet in one jump? That's pretty incredible. I know, Ellery, you have wide eyes. That's what I thought too. So if you see a mountain lion, we learned that you should not run. Because remember, just like a cat, when you like point a laser and it goes crazy and chases it, or you pull a string in front of the cat, that's the same thing that happens with a mountain lion. If you start to run really fast, a mountain lion is more attracted to you. So don't run if you see a mountain lion. And also, you never want to crouch down. You want to make yourself really big so that the mountain lion is more intimidated of you. Okay, and bears are kind of similar. So except mountain lions can attack for no reason. Bears, they don't attack for no reason generally. They only attack like if they're scared or if they think that you're going to hurt their babies or if they're startled. So when you are in bear country, if there's bears around, you always want to make noise to make sure that they know you're around. So you can clap, you can talk really loudly, you can blow your bear horn, you can bang a stick, but you want to make sure that you make yourself known in a bear area. So some signs that a bear is upset is if it's swaying its head like this, or if it's like huffing noise, like or if it's clacking its teeth, like, or if its ears are back on its head, or if it stands on its hind legs, then that means it's upset. So you want to back away slowly. Just like with a mountain lion, you don't want to run. Yeah, Ellery?
Even what you can use is a bear bell.
You can use a bear bell too. Yeah, I have one of those. Bear bells are awesome. Okay, so when you go to the bathroom, there's some important things that you should do when going to the bathroom when you're in the wilderness. That's because when we pee and poop in the wilderness, sometimes it can attract animals. And we don't want to attract animals to our campsite. So we want to follow these rules. Remember, like we talked about on Thursday, you should think like a cat. So what that means is when a cat goes to the bathroom, they dig a hole, right? And then they go to the bathroom in it, and then they cover the hole back up. So we want to do the same thing when we're camping. You want to dig a hole, go to the bathroom in a hole, and then cover it up so that the animals can't smell it. Sometimes different forests, they require that you don't poop on the ground, like poop in the ground, that you have to put it in a bag and take it out with you. So sometimes you'll have to bring poop bags and bring it out with you. So if it's nighttime and you're scared and you don't want to walk far away from your tent, you can dig a hole and go to the bathroom in the hole and then cover it back up. But you don't want to just in the middle of the night go to the bathroom by your tent. Why? Why do you not want to go to the bathroom by your tent, Ellery?
Because it'll attract animals.
Because it'll attract animals, exactly. So if it's in the middle of the night, make sure you dig a hole. You want to try to go 100 yards away from your camp. So 100 yards is the length of a football field. But if it's nighttime and you're too scared, just go outside of your tent, but dig a hole. Okay, we're going to talk about some new animals today. So the animals that the first animals that we're going to talk about is pigs and javelinas. So pigs and javelinas kind of look similar, right? But they're different.
I want to explain this because I've seen it before. I want to explain something.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Poppy.
So,
you to explain.
Javelinas are actually more related to dogs.
Javelinas are?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Why are they more related to dogs?
I have no idea, but I just know they are because I went to this wildlife place that they had a bunch of them, and yeah.
Whoa, that's cool. I didn't know that. So some people think that a wild pig and a javelina are the same thing. They're not. So a wild pig is bigger than a javelina. So a wild pig is also more gentle than a javelina. A javelina is aggressive. A wild pig, it's not going to attack for no reason. A wild pig will only attack if it's scared or if it's trying to protect its young or if you corner it. A javelina, though, will attack for no reason. So if you see a javelina, you definitely want to make sure that you stay away from the javelina. So how you can tell if it's a javelina or a wild pig is in this picture. Do you guys see this picture in the top right-hand corner? So the javelina, it is typically black and gray. The body is black and gray, and then it has a white ring around its neck. So if you see a pig that has a white ring around its neck, stay away from it. And a javelina is also smaller than a pig. So a pig is bigger. A javelina usually weighs less than 50 pounds. So that's like smaller than a medium-sized dog. So remember, if you see a ring around its neck, stay away. Also, if you see a javelina, you want to make sure that you make a lot of noise, that you throw rocks, and if you have it, use pepper spray. Don't mess with javelinas. Celeste, do you have something to add?
I just wanted to ask if, what do you mean by stay away from javelina? Is it okay to run away from them, or is that dangerous?
Yeah, you want to run away from a javelina. You want to
So,
get away from
like, if it sees you just a little bit and you run away, it won't attack you?
No. Yeah, and if it does start to come after you, throw rocks. Throw rocks.
Okay.
And make a
I
lot
want to
of
say
noise.
one thing. So when we saw the javelinas, they trained them so that they wouldn't attack. So they come close to you and you could pet them.
What? Where did you see those javelinas? I
You
never
know,
heard
this
that
like
before.
wildlife center or something.
What? You have petted a javelina?
I didn't, but all the trainers went in there and they could pet them.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Jack?
How would they attack you?
They bite.
Ow.
Yes. Stay away from javelinas. Okay, so next one we're going to talk about is a moose. Moose are huge. They can weigh over 1,000 pounds. That is a lot. That's a giant thing. Its tracks, it kind of looks like a deer. So you guys see the tracks up here where it says moose? So it looks like a deer, but it's bigger. So if you see big tracks that look like a deer, look around you. Make sure that you are far away from the moose. They are most common in northern states like Washington, Oregon, Canada, Montana. I've seen one in Utah before.
What about Alaska? I've seen them in
Alaska. Oh my gosh, there's so many in Alaska. Yes. Ellery, did you have something to add?
You said two of them. I was gonna say.
Oh, two of the states that that you were gonna say. Awesome, Ellery. So moose, they can be pretty aggressive, especially if they have babies, or if they're hungry, or if they feel threatened, or if it's mating season, they can be aggressive. So a sign that a moose is gonna attack is if it licks its lips, if it puts its head down and shows you its rack, or if the hair stands up on its neck. I hope you guys are never close enough to a moose where you can see its hair stand up on its neck. I mean, you're way too close. Celeste?
I just want to say, actually, it's the same thing with a dog, but they don't like their lips. Their tail stands up and their hair stands up on its neck, and it just gets like all like up on its neck. And also, It's sort of funny that they lick their lips as in we're gonna eat you.
I
Well,
know.
they're not, but
It
it
is funny.
makes it look like we're gonna eat you.
I know, it's so weird. And moose don't eat people, but it like, yeah, when something licks its lips, it usually means that it's like gonna eat something. But a moose won't eat you, but it will hurt you with its rack. So yeah, I don't know why it licks its lips. Kind of funny. The next animal that we're going to talk about is a wolf. A fun fact that I learned today is that there's one pack of gray wolves in California. They've recently migrated here. And so I didn't think that there was wolves in California, but there are. There's a pack of gray wolves that now live in California. Wolves are usually pretty shy and they avoid humans. I've never seen a wolf in real life before. That's because they usually hide from people. When you are in wolf country, and if you do see a wolf, you want to make sure that you clap your hands so that you don't startle a wolf. So a common theme that we're learning about dangerous animals, that is they usually will avoid you if you avoid them. So if you make yourself known and make noise while you're around them, they usually will go the other direction. Wolves do attack dogs way more than they attack humans. So you don't really have to be scared of wolves attacking you, but if you have a little dog with you, make sure that you keep it on a leash. Celeste?
I just want to say that's very helpful to know because I have a Jack Russell Terrier and he's really small.
Yes, good. I'm glad.
And now I'm sort of getting scared because we never put him on a leash in a hike.
Well, guess what though? There's only one pack of gray wolves in California.
Yeah.
So and
Japan
I don't
has
think
part of California. They don't even live here.
Pretty safe. Yeah. So it's not here, not in Tahoe.
Okay.
But it's still a good idea to keep your dog on a leash. If it's in your backyard, that's okay. But if you're on a hike, you should probably be on a leash. So if you see a wolf, just like with a bear and with a mountain lion, you want to make yourself as big as possible. Right, so put your arms on top of your head, stand on something. You want to throw things and yell. And one thing is wolves don't like eye contact. So you want to make sure that you don't make eye contact with the wolf. Ellery?
We got a big dog who's actually, she grew super big when she was a puppy. And I got a terrier, I think, or something. And he's way smaller than my dog. Big.
Oh, that sounds cute. A terrier and a huge dog that live together. So sweet.
Guess what? Here's something very, very weird. My big dog's 3. My little dog is 8.
Aw, that's cute. Celeste, do you want to share?
Also, I want to say it's the same thing with monkeys. If you make eye contact, they'll think you're challenging them and they will attack. Like if you're in a car and you do it, they will attack your car. And you should never smile or even open your mouth when you're around a monkey because they'll think you'll grit his teeth even if you're just doing this.
You know a lot about animals, Celeste. I appreciate it.
I know a lot about monkeys because I had to learn a bunch about monkeys and snakes in Hong Kong because they were really dangerous animals there. So yeah, and you should if you see a monkey, don't even open your mouth. Well, you probably won't see one here, but
yeah, because it's a sign of aggression with your teeth.
Yeah. No, because even if you're smiling or just hanging your mouth open, they'll think you're gurring its teeth, and they'll be like, oh, you challenged me, I'm just gonna attack you just because.
Oh yeah. So don't show your teeth to a monkey. Thanks for sharing, Celeste.
And don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact, just like with the wolf. Don't make eye contact. Coyotes. How many of you guys have seen a coyote in Tahoe or in Reno? I see coyotes all the time. Have you ever seen the coyote, Jack? Where did you see a coyote at?
Oregon.
In Oregon? The coyotes that you saw, were they big or are they small?
Or maybe it was a wolf, I don't know.
Maybe a wolf? Ellery, what was the coyote like that you saw?
It was not in Reno. It was in Minden, my old town.
Minden, you saw one in Minden.
I
What about you,
actually
Celeste? Have you seen one?
saw-
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
It was like on a weekend. I was just chilling out. I look outside, there's a coyote, and I'm just like, coyote. And I'm like, oh my god, coyote!
Ellery, sorry, I cut you off. What were you gonna share?
I actually seen more than one, even two,
Yes.
even 10.
Yeah,
like-
coyotes they're everywhere. There are a lot of coyotes around. Poppy?
Sometimes we're driving and we see them cross the road.
I know, they're crazy. They totally walk across the road all the time, and they're neighborhoods too. It's crazy. So, a couple of tips about coyotes is they're mostly shy and afraid of people. So if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Another tip is that you shouldn't leave your pet food outside because pet food will attract them. So feed your dog inside, not outside, because the coyotes will be attracted to their food. And also, you should keep an eye on your small pets if you leave them alone in your backyard. And keep them on a leash when you are hiking. One time I was hiking with my dog and I heard a pack of coyotes. So I quickly put it back on a leash. Because if they're alone, if a coyote is alone, it'll usually leave you alone. But if it's in a pack and it sees your dog by itself, it might attack the dog. So you want to make sure that you keep your pets on a leash when in coyote areas. Coyotes also come in all sizes. So the ones that I've seen here in Tahoe, I've seen some pretty big coyotes. I used to live in Arizona, and the coyotes in Arizona, they're a lot of the times pretty small. So it's interesting that different coyotes come in different sizes, and not just because they're babies and grown-ups, but sometimes they're just bigger. They're a bigger breed of coyote. Celeste?
I just want to say I've had many things that's like I am sort of just like not paying attention to something. I look at it and then like never mind, and then I notice it's something like really bad or really exciting. Like once I was on my bike getting ready for a bike ride, and here we always do just a little loop around the road in front of our parking lot. And once I was on one side of the loop, we were about to turn when I saw a real snake, garter snake, this big, this long. And
Oh my goodness.
yeah, and I know it's a garter snake because it's yellow with a black stripe through it, and now that's a garter snake. And I was terrified, and and at first I was just like, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a snake. And then I bailed off my bike and ran and shouted, hey! And so Mary would go inside because she was doing it with me. And also after that, I didn't want to go on the bike ride because I was so scared.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, and also my dad always tells me, like, take 3 steps back and then run, but I was on my bike, so I just bailed off and ran. Also, I was so scared because I've encountered a bunch of snakes just not right next to me. Usually I'm in the car or in my house or looking out the window or something like that.
Yeah, but you were right by it. That is scary.
It was more scared of me than I was
more scared. Yeah, and that's like the thing about all these animals is they're usually more scared of humans than you are scared of them. So they're scared of you too. So if you leave them alone, they'll usually leave you alone. But you want to make sure, like you said, like it's good to just walk away instead of run away, and typically, and to make yourself big, throw things at it, and make noise. Ellery, would you like to share?
It was my first time seeing a snake in Minden or ever. I was from my neighbor, they had kids, so I always played with them. One time when I was coming back, there was a garter snake like this long,
Whoa.
and it was like slithering. It didn't see me. And then I just ran into my garage. But it was actually locked. That door was locked, so I went to the back of my house, opened the gate, went upstairs so fast, and opened the door, and I ran to my parents, and I told them I saw a snake, and then I thought it was a poisonous snake.
Whoa.
And
Yeah, I'm glad it was
I
just a gardener
picked
snake
it
because
up.
they won't hurt you, but that it is scary when you see a big
Yeah.
snake. So it was good for you to go
I have a question.
away from
And I
it just
told my
in case it
parents.
was poisonous.
I have
Yeah,
a
Poppy?
question. What if somehow you get cornered by two dangerous animals? Like, say you got cornered by two mountain lions.
Oh man. Then you
What would
probably
you
want
do?
to you'd want to throw things at it and make yourself as big as possible.
But
And
you can't
hopefully
save
that
it once.
never happens. What'd you say?
Well, I have a friend who's seen a rattlesnake as long as me.
What if I saw one?
No, I know someone who saw a rattlesnake as long as me.
Whoa, that is a huge rattlesnake.
And I'm 4 feet. I'm 4'2".
That is incredible. That's super long. I hope I never see one like that. Celeste?
But he killed it and picked it up. I want to say, you think that's long? In Hong Kong, once when I was really little, I don't remember this, but we saw a 30-foot python.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
The snakes and monkeys there are unbelievable. Once my two sisters were like walking to the bus when I was too little to go to school, and they saw a monkey swinging around in one of the old houses there. Actually, there are so many new houses in my old town. It was a really old town, but there are lots of new houses that we were adding to the village that nobody went in, and they're all black and white. And they said that they saw a monkey swinging around in one.
Whoa.
Actually, it might have not been when I was too little to go to school, but I just remember that I wasn't there.
Wow. That's crazy. Mina?
This is not really about dangerous animals, but once I went to a ghost town, everything was destroyed. Literally everything. Like, if
Everything
you
was
look,
what?
the windows, chairs were knocked down, tables, and I feel like there was something in those houses because there was 1,000 things knocked down, and I was like, okay, but you're not allowed in the houses, cuz. It's like it was an old. The reason the people left is a ghost town.
Oh, ghost town. Okay,
The reason everybody
that's scary.
abandoned it is because so the reason people abandoned it is they mined there, and the people couldn't find any more things to mine, so they gave up looking and they moved out.
They mined everything.
I feel like I've been to like two ghost towns. Yeah, I've been to like 2 ghost towns, and everything there is destroyed.
Wow.
Like some people leave their mattresses, and they have rips, like a thick mattress, probably as thick as a couch, like the couch that Celeste is sitting on right now.
Wow.
Wherever that is.
That is crazy. Crazy. Thanks for sharing all your guys' experiences with wild animals. So we are going to do a screen break and get away from our computers and do an activity. So you have 2 choices today. You can either make a walking stick. So remember how we've been talking about creating a walking stick? So you can go in your backyard and you can, Jack, I know you weren't at campus, but we've been talking about walking sticks because walking sticks can be used as a weapon. If you carry a walking stick, animals will be more scared of you. And if you ever needed to with a dangerous animal, you can use a walking stick for protection. So the 2 activities that you can choose is 1, you can create a walking stick. So what that means is you can go outside and you can find a stick. You want to find it so that it is like chest high. I'll show you guys an example of one. So do you guys see this? So you want to find it so that it is like to your chest, so that when you hold it, you can hold it right in front of you. And then you peel off the bark of the stick, and then you can decorate it. So you can decorate it with markers, paint, ribbons, whatever you want to decorate the walking stick with. Okay, so that's option number 1, is to make a walking stick. Option number 2 is to make trail mix. So trail mix is really fun to make because you can use whatever ingredients that you have. I like to tell kids to make it with something crunchy, salty, healthy, and sweet. So for example, something crunchy could be cereal. Something salty could be almonds. Something healthy might be some dried apples, and something sweet might be some M&Ms. So then I would throw that all in a bowl, mix it up, and put it in a bag, and then I have trail mix. So those are the 2 activities that you guys can choose for the rest of the guild activity, or the rest of the guild class. Celeste, I see that you have a question.
I want to say my family does it with like M&Ms, almonds, peanuts, and raisins. And the thing that's really good about that is if you're out of M&Ms and you like to eat them out of a trail mix like I do, I don't really like nuts. And you can put a peanut and a raisin together and eat it, and it tastes like peanut butter and jelly.
What, really? A
Yeah,
raisin and a peanut? It tastes like
yeah,
peanut and
because
jelly?
peanut butter and jelly is made out of like grapes, and raisins are basically grapes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks.
And it tastes like peanut butter and jelly. You might think it's a similar one to that, and at first I didn't believe it. Then I tried it, and it's delicious.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Celeste. Ellery?
And we also and sometimes we buy the special cereal that's really sweet to put in our trail mix.
Cool. Ellery, do you have a question?
So I actually live in an apartment, so I think I'll do the trail mix. They both sound like good, but I think I gotta do the trail mix.
Cool. Okay, so Ellery, you're going to do the trail mix. Poppy, what are you going to do?
Probably make trail mix.
Trail mix? Cool. Celeste, what are you going to do?
I'll headbutt my stuffed animal. Trail mix is boring because I have it so much on long hikes, and I think that once you run out of M&Ms, then it's done. So I'm just gonna decorate a walking stick. Although I wish I had ribbons.
Okay, cool. Well, why don't you do the best that you can for your walking stick, and then bring the walking stick to school, and I'll have ribbons for you to add. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. Nina, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do trail mix because we got a lot of cereal, and we have a whole cupboard of cereal. So I think, and also I have a walking stick at school, and I don't have any ribbons either, rather than hair ribbons. So I agree with Celeste. I do wish I had ribbons. So I'm gonna save it for school. I'm gonna do trail mix.
Okay, cool. We will work on our walking sticks at school. Jack, what do you want to do?
I'm doing a walking stick.
Yeah, she's going to do a walking stick, and then she's going to bring it to school so we can add ribbons. Jack, what are you going to do? A walking stick or trail mix?
Trail mix.
Trail mix. Awesome. Okay, so these are some ideas on here. I'll leave this on the screen so you guys can see, and I'll stay on the, I'll stay on here so that you guys can come back and ask questions if you have any questions. These are just ideas of some things that you can put in there. So you could put cereal, nuts, dried fruit, chocolate, or sweets. You guys probably have a lot of candy from Halloween, and anything else you want to put. You could put marshmallows, you could put chocolate chips, whatever you want to make. So I'll stay on here if you have questions. And you can come back and show me, or you can be done for the day after you make your trail mix. Ellery, do you have a question?
Well, I already made trail mix, and sorry, I got the hiccups. And the other thing I was going to say is my brother didn't want his candy, so he gave it all to me. And now here's like the bag,
Ooh,
bigger, and so it's like that big, and I'm up to here.
whoa, that's a lot of candy. Amazing. Very cool. Okay, well, if you already made trail mix, you can take it and you can add some things to it if you want. So like anything in your kitchen that sounds good, or if you want to add any Halloween candy to it, you can just make a small bit of it, like just like a sandwich size bag, and just make your own fun trail mix. Okay, I'll stay on here if you have any questions.